First, we're going to learn about just integers. Integers are numbers that we're used to using. They are positive and negative counting numbers. So there's no fractions, no decimals. Another way to say it is whole numbers and their opposites. So opposite means positive and negative. So when we start on a number line, we have 0 in the middle. We have positive 1 on the right and negative 1 on the left. So negative 1 and positive 1 are considered opposites. And then we can keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. So we could continue going in each direction, and that is the list of integers. So again, no decimals or fractions, just all the positive and negative counting numbers, or whole numbers and their opposites. So whole numbers are 0, and then the positive ones, and then the opposites are the negative ones. So our first set of problems is to write an integer for each situation. So you're either going to write a positive number or a negative number based on what they say. So the first one is a 3-yard gain. That means you go forward, so that would be a positive 3. You don't need to write a plus sign in front of it, just a positive 3. 8 degrees below normal. That would be a negative 8. That doesn't necessarily mean it's negative 8 degrees, just below normal. So below tells us that we have a negative. Number 3, a $75 deposit. If you deposit money, you put it into the bank. So that was a positive 75. A withdrawal is when you take it out. So that would have been a negative. Number 4, a 21-pound loss means you went down 21 pounds. Number 5, 5 miles above sea level, so that's a positive 5. Number 6, a $40 deduction means you took it off, so a negative 40. To deduct is to take away, so negative 40. 2 strokes under par, so the under part tells us negative 2. And finally, number 8, a $15 surcharge means it was too much, so that's a positive 15. An extra $15 is a surcharge. The next thing we'll do is talk about if things are greater than or less than each other. So a reminder, less than is when it's pointed to the left, greater than is when it's pointed to the right. Most of the time you learn that the point goes to the smaller end, the open end is the bigger end. When you are comparing, you think about which one's further left on the number line. The further left means that one is less than. Now, if you are comparing a positive and negative number, like you are number 9, the negative is always going to be smaller than the positive. So if there's one positive and one negative, the negative is always smaller. What makes it tricky is when there are 2 negatives. So again, you have to think which one is further left. So negative 7 is actually greater than negative 23 because negative 23 is further left on the number line. I really like to think of money when I'm talking about positive and negative. So this would be that you're down $7. This is $23 down. Okay, so you would rather be $7 down than $23 down. So you have a little bit backwards to think of it like that, but maybe that will help some of you. This one, again, we have one positive and one negative, so the positive one is always bigger than the negative one. Here again, we have 2 negatives. 18, negative 18 is further left. than what negative 15 would be. Again, if it helps to look at the number line or picture it, negative 15 would come here, negative 18 would be further down. So negative 18 is smaller than negative 15. Another way to think of it is if the negatives aren't there, 18 is bigger than 15. All right, so it's opposite of what that would sound like. Okay, 18 is more negative, so it is less than negative 15. Number 13, we have 20 and negative 25, so the negative number is always smaller than the positive number. Here we have negative 13 and 0. 0 is bigger than negative 13. Number 15, negative 36 is greater than negative 40. So again, negative 40 would be further left than negative 36. So negative 40 is smaller than, less than negative 36. Our last one, negative 29, is less than negative 28. Again, negative 29 would be further to the left than negative 28. For these, you need to order, so you need to find the smallest number first. So in this one, that would be negative 9. Negative 5, negative 1, 0, 2, 4, and 13. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can put the rest of them in the correct order and then check your answers. Number 18 should start with negative 27, then negative 24, negative 11, negative 8, 16, and then 21. Number 19 should start with negative 18, negative 10, negative 4, 9, 12, 15. Number 20 starts with negative 65, negative 52, negative 33, negative 31, 37, and 48. The last part on this page is absolute value. All right, absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. So the key to this is it's always positive. You can't have a negative distance, it always has to be positive. So this is what it looks like, is it's straight up and down bars, and then we'll put x to represent any number. So we read this as the absolute value of x. So what I like to think of is that you're putting a number into the absolute value bars or into a box, if that's helpful, and then it's going to spit a number out. The number it spits out always has to be positive because it's the distance that a number is from 0. So if the number is already positive, like it is in 21, then you just keep it the same. You put 7 in and it spits 7 out. For 22, even though negative 20 is inside, that means positive 20 is outside. Okay, negative 20 is 20 spaces from 0. All right, but we don't count a negative 20, it's a positive 20. Go ahead and pause the video and try the rest of them, and then check your answers. 23, negative 4 spits out positive 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is 4. Number 24, the absolute value of 18 is just 18. It doesn't turn it to negative. 25, the absolute value of 35 is 35. And 26, the absolute value of negative 11 is positive 11.